So thank you very much. I talk about personal finance and investing, and I start with the reason why. What you see here is on the top of the slide a so-called advisor. This guy always sells you exactly that product where the bank earns most fees, because in this case he earns the highest compensation. And we know about half of the population made a bad experience, so I don't waste time about this problem here. I tell you about the present and the future. This is Wikifolio, a platform where experienced investors can share their investment strategy. And as soon as there is sufficient support from the community for his strategy, we make a kind of IPO. This means we list his strategy on a public exchange, so enabling customers at any bank in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland to observe and invest directly from the existing bank account and follow this trader without any tracking error. This was a very crazy idea 4 years or 5 years ago. Now it's crazy growth. We have billions of trade flow, hundreds of millions of investments. We made 8,000 of these IPOs. This is more than any German-based banks in the same time period. Revenue growth is about 100% this year, and we made some profit, which is a very compelling combination, growth and profit. You see here, we are building an ecosystem of partners. We have in our markets the #1 bank, #1 broker, #1 app, #1 community as a partner, so I think you see the pattern. Awards, yes, we have some. In total, we have a model that's very hard to replicate. So after 5 years, we are still unique on the market with our approach. So this is a perfect foundation for further growth. We won't plan profit next year, so we will invest a lot in UX and all other stuff. You see here an outstanding team which aims to make Wikifolio the top-of-mind brand for all opportunity seekers in our markets. You see me on the left side here without beard, so I will shave as soon as we are worth $1 billion, so please help.
Thank you very much. Please take a seat. Next up, we have Giovanni.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. So I'm co-founder and CEO of Moneyfarm. Moneyfarm is one of the largest independent robo-advisors in Europe. We started 5 years ago with the mission to help people protect and grow their wealth through life. We are a company that basically helps you manage your money throughout your life cycle. So if you come to our website, you answer a series of questions, we help you understand who you are, and we discretionally manage the money for you. So we combine human touchpoint and digital journey. So our core approach is hybrid, because we feel that sometimes people still want to talk about a person with investment, and we really want to basically become the wealth manager or digital wealth management for the future. We are about 80 people. This year we've grown more than 250% in terms of number of customers, and we operate across Italy and the UK. And we manage now in more of 300 million pounds of assets. So I think that how does it work? Again, it's a very simple proposition. We really know that in investment, there are a lot of instruments, a lot of complexity, a lot of platform offering you ability to trade and buy thousands of different investment products. But the reality is most of the people doesn't have the time, willingness, or ability to do that by themselves. So what we do is providing a solution for those kind of people. And the solution is inherently online, so it is digital for the most part. But you can also talk with somebody to make the best out of your money, to make sure that you gain the necessary confidence and trust in the platform to make the right decisions. So I think that, as I said, now we're about 300 million assets under management. We manage over 20,000 active customers, so people who actually invested money with us, and we aim to be profitable in 2019. We raised about 25 million of capital from top-tier investors, including United Ventures, Cabo Square Capital, and Allianz, that has a minority stake into the business. And we really hope to build your assistant throughout your life, going from accumulation to retirement. And you shouldn't need to care where your money goes and how it is managed, as long as it's done according to who you are and your investment objective.
Great, thank you very much. Please take a seat. Next up, we have Kevin, who is going to talk about his company.
Hi, I'm Kevin Singerman, co-founder and CEO of AutoFi. We exist to solve the biggest pain point of the car buying journey, which is the purchase process. As you know, that hasn't changed for about several decades. It's typically opaque and not consumer-led. So we've created a platform that connects dealers, consumers, manufacturers, and lenders at the point of sale. I'm going to show you now how our dealers and manufacturers use our software.
Time for a new Ford? Express Checkout is convenient and transparent. Explore cars on our website and get our best price every time. Choose cash, lease, or finance. Create a deal that's right for you and see your monthly payment. Have a trade-in? Get a fair price from a trusted source. When you're ready to check out, add your personal information to get a real-time credit decision. See multiple offers and choose the one that's right for you. Want to test drive or need time to think? You can save your offer and continue checkout anywhere, anytime. Before you sign, review and select recommended service and protection plans. When you're ready to pick up your car at the dealership, it will be prepped and ready to go. Sign and drive in minutes, not hours. Express Checkout. Your car.
So as you can see, we're a B2B2C company. Dealers and manufacturers use our software at the point of sale. Our big win since our founding 2.5 years ago is Ford has become an investor and our first partner for our national rollout in the US. We recently went live with Toyota, which gives us access to, call it 20, 30,000 dealers in the US and Canada. The same pain points that exist in the US really exist globally. We'll be launching in our first foreign market in Canada in Q1 and have started to onboard national banks in the US to fund our use platform. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. And last but not least, we have Phil.
Hello? Good. So back when I studied, I used to work for an IT wholesaler. We always faced the same issue. So we had to pre-finance our products in Asia and then wait for 2 or 3 months until we got our invoices financed. Afterwards, when I worked at Google, I saw a lot of SMEs that are facing the exact same issue. They're delivering products or services to large corporates, and then they have to wait 3 or 4 months until they get their invoices paid. Looking at the other side, we see a lot of investors that, especially right now with the low interest rate environment, don't really know where to go with their money. So that made us come up with Advanon. Advanon, in its most basic version, is an online platform that allows SMEs to sell or pre-finance their open invoices to financial investors. In the meanwhile, we have more than 500 investors on the investor side of the platform and a bit more than 600 SMEs that are constantly financing invoices through our platform. We linked it to accounting softwares in order to make it very easy to upload an invoice. So you can imagine, beside of all the invoices, you see our logo asking for, do you want to cash in tomorrow or in 3 months? But also to get more data and by that train our credit risk algorithm. We just, as of today, went live with a partnership with Europe's largest insurance company that helps us distributing our product amongst all their SME network. But as I said in the beginning, this is just the start. We started with this most basic platform back in 2015. We grew a bit more than 70% quarter over quarter. But we also realized that the problem itself is not the liquidity in the end. The problem is that the SMEs, they don't really know how to deal with their financing. So they're really good in producing their products, but they're not really trained in dealing with financing. By linking our platform, getting all this accounting data, we can actually provide them with that know-how. And that's exactly where we want to go. So we want to tell them where do they stand with their financing and how they can solve it. The financing then is done through our network of investors. Who is behind all that? We are a team of 3 founders that met while working at Google. in Dublin, the Dutch guy, Swedish guy, and myself from Switzerland. We now added an additional 30 people with a very strong focus on tech and machine learning. So out of our 33 team members, we have 20 in the technology and machine learning field. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please take a seat. So thank you, gentlemen, for giving us a quick overview of your businesses. As you're all in high-growth fintech companies, I think that one of the core things that we found in London is that hiring the right fintech talent is really important. So it would be great if you could give the audience like your top tip on hiring the best talent and what you look for as fintech CEOs. Would you like to start?
Well, that's a very difficult question because we haven't solved it yet. In the beginning, we have been very lucky. So I hired 8 people with no knowledge in finance at all. And then we had this team until we processed €1 billion flow. So it was exhausting, but I have been lucky with talent. Later, it was a challenge for us, and it depends on the position. If it's marketing or sales or tech, you have to apply different strategies from headhunting to network to community. It's really different, and you have to do it like you do your acquisition for customers. Look at the funnel and try to get the best talent in your company. Now it's getting easier for us because of our reputation, and I think the key thing now is provide a big challenge, and then you get the best talent for the company.
Giovanni, top tip?
So I guess that for us, it's always difficult to balance the knowledge in tech and marketing and with finance. So you have to have both in the organization, and the best profile is people who has that kind of techie background that have spent some time in finance and kind of do a bit of both. And the more and more fintech becomes, let's say, an industry, the more and more you can find those people around. But it's always challenging to find the best talent, particularly where we are both in London and Milano, and in both places we really struggle. But it's kind of the defining challenge for any growing company, I guess.
So for us, it's obviously very competitive being in San Francisco. So I think the first thing is we realized we needed to have a distributed engineering team. So there's a lot of good, I would call sort of tier 3, tier 2 markets in the US where we've started to set up engineering talent. And I think, and lastly, we try to really sell them on the industry transformation that's happening in transportation versus just, I'm looking for a fintech engineer, and that's seemed to be effective.
Yeah, for us, I think you always have to differ between business people and then engineers. On the business side, we are based in Zurich, and there are a lot of very well-trained financial employees, and they are open for a new challenge, so that's easy. On the engineering side, we face more challenges, but we also got some media attention by being a very innovative employer in that sense. And also, I have to say that Google has the largest development office in Zurich outside of the United States. And that is, challenging because you have the #1 employer as your competitor. But on the other hand, they also generate a lot of turnover, which is great for the environment. So there are options. It obviously just comes with the price.
Next, I want to get your opinions on investment. So as CEOs and leaders of your companies, you understand the challenges, how challenging it is to raise money. For us at Token, we closed our Series A of 18.5 million in April from top-tier investors. It was a tough journey, but we got there in the end. And that was really based on the track record of our team and the big problem that we were solving. So for all of you, what would you say to an entrepreneur out there who's about to start their fundraising road trip? What would be your top tip?
I think the simplest tip is raise money if you can and not raise money if you need to. Because if you need money, the metrics are wrong in the company and it's very difficult. And if the metrics are right, maybe you make some profit, but then it's quite easy to fund. So you have really look at the timing. And for a fintech, very often the MVP is quite complicated. So for us, this trading platform, you need a lot of technology, regulation, ecosystem. It's very important to be good in managing expectations for all these parties, to have them develop in the same speed, because the investor wants to see technology. To develop, you need money, and the partners are the same. So it's very important to look at this expectation management for all stakeholders in the flow.
Giovanni?
Yeah, I guess definitely allow yourself a lot of time, because it's as I said, it's a long journey, and you have to get there when you're ready. So just to think backwards, what do you need to be able to put the company in the best position to get funded, and work backwards in terms of what's the runway to get there and how much time you need to get there, basically.
I think it's being relentless. I view it as a numbers game. There's a million reasons why someone can say no. All you need is one yes. So just prepare yourself for a long journey, meet as many as possible, never dismiss anyone, because you never know when you'll need them later on. And I think, secondly, raise more than you need. It always takes longer than you think it will.
Yeah, I think the most important things were already mentioned. What worked very well for us is that just be honest and go for it. I would stop with the bullshitting part. We made very good experiences, and just telling the truth, and just say that you made mistakes, because you will most probably will, and then go for it. Then meet as many as possible, and yeah, then it will work out.
Okay, great. That brings us to the end of our panel. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your insights, and please give them a warm round of applause. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.